Hi guys. Well, I'll sit down here on in my chair, and I'll show it to you in a minute. If you're new here, welcome. I'm glad you came along. There's a lot of stuff that goes on here. Oh, I guess, and if you're a regular here, you're also welcome. Everybody's welcome. I forget so much stuff from show to show to show to show to show. And in between things, I'll probably forget half of what I had thought I was going to say in this one. So I was going to show you some of the nonsense I got going on. Now, we had 2 days of rain, so I was doing the best I could do inside stuff for the rain. You know that the sawmill is down, so that's one thing I got going. I got that thing going, that thing going, that thing going, that thing going, that thing over there going, a little bit of everything going. So we're going to show you what it is here. Then we're going to run back and try to work on the sawmill engine. You saw last night's video. I'm going to put this video on tonight just so you see what's going on. First we'll come over here. Here's what the problem with little thing like this. Okay, when I got this is a top saw. This goes on, it's got a relief cut there, so it goes on this way. They are not interchangeable. They don't go that way, even though if they put a little relief in here, well, then the screws are in the wrong spot. Anyhow, this was missing when I originally got this more years ago than I can ever remember. So what we decided to do, or what we're thinking about doing, or gonna do, but now I'm kind of changing my mind around again, is I've got this piece of, well, you can't see it over there. I'll take you over there. This is where you do the editing. This piece of steel, good looking piece of steel, and it's just a handsome looking piece of steel. Just an H or whatever. Anyhow, what I did, or what I was thinking about doing, I gotta put you down a little further so you can see it all, was cut this piece in here. So basically it goes in like that. Okay? Then we were thinking about putting a regular flange bearing in there, but the bolt holes would go through there and there, or you'd have to set them up out so they didn't hit in this, and it offset it to the wrong spot. This way here, I can put a 4-bolt flange, flange bearing on there, and do it again on this side. But when you do that, and these are all, I sit there and square them up on the mill. It takes time to, I don't know if you can kind of see, it's pretty close there and pretty close there. Does it really need to be that close? No. So that's, but I did it, and I'll take you off the stand for a second. I just basically had it in the mill here and milled it off. This one's done. I just put it there to show you how I did it. Just put it in. What you got to do is see where it's square on the one side, and if it comes off and it's 0.010 of an inch high, then when you have it down here, you put a 0.010 inch shim and made the one side flat as you can, and then you flip it over. Or that's how I did it, and this is how it came out, and it seems to be good enough. So now that will go in there. That will go in there, okay? And that's all. Sounds easy. Yeah, and then you just drill your 4 holes in there, put the bearings in and slide this in. But what you don't see is on this wheel here, then it won't go through. But you have enough offset in here, so now we got to make sure the offset will go from here to get that on there. And to get this off of here, this has been on here probably for close to, I'm guessing, 70 years. And Frick uses these cup square-headed bolts, which I don't know how to explain it, but when they go into the shaft, they dig in, and they're not meant to come out, and they also distort it to a point where you have a hard time getting it out. But this is press size, so you get it into press. So then I got to make a piece here, an adapter, so I can put it in the press and press it out is what's probably going to go next. But then, okay, So then you got to still make sure that the width of the bearing, this, so they'll go in. So that's probably not too bad. But then some of the areas that you got to think about that you maybe haven't thought about is these have a radius on here. That is square. So then you're going to have to put this radius on here. See this? See, it doesn't fit flat. So you're going to either have to cut this out, this section out on here, which would loosen its strength, or cut this out. So that means maybe you need to almost set it in the mill, but this thing is wider than the mill head. So it's just one thing after another. Now I'm down to the point where I'm halfway thinking about just rebuilding this whole thing. Is all you got to do is get a couple pieces. This can be any length you want. Okay, because this just has that tube that goes through it. So you get two pieces, or it'd probably be better to get one piece of tubing that has this size bore in it, and then some just 2-inch 2x2 square tubing. Put another brace here, another brace. Well, if you kept that solid, put a brace here, put a brace here, and put a brace up, you know, to wherever the wheel comes, because see where it's eating out here? Here it's eating real bad. I know you're upside down, but that's good to be upside down from time to time. So I'm kind of contemplating not messing with this piece at all, because it's factory frick. So that's one of the things that I'm playing around with. Another thing that I'm playing around with, and see, I can work up here at night in the dark because I got lights on. That is, as you recall, they go on and off. I have the bearings ordered for that piece. I have the bearings. Remember in a show, I don't know, a week or so ago, I took the bearings, cut the bearings off of that. I have the bearings coming for that. Now I'm also kind of working on this. I got all that wood in, that poplar wood in, and I just as soon not put it in fancy wood boxes. That seems to me to be a waste to put quality wood or crappy wood in quality boxes. So I got these from AJ Schaefer. These are the those log bags that he's got. And I've been wanting to try them. They're, what do they call it? Log lift. I used to have a bag. I should have found one of those. I think there's one in the back garage. I might go look at them for future reference. But this thing that I got made here, if you see it, it's a cage. It's a cage. And what it was is the old bags that I had flipped over, went over these little pieces here, and then rolled in, but they didn't have bottoms. They just didn't hit my buy button a whole lot. They were less expensive than those, but they didn't, I don't know, they just didn't hit my buy button. So this was designed from here down to the pallet. See the pallet at the bottom? It was designed for those to sit on a pallet. I think I'd just soon have these sitting on a pallet too. I don't think they have to, but it seems like it'd be a wise thing. It might last a little longer. So anyhow, the problem is that you got to get it higher. So I went through all my, I'm going to take you off the stand. I know it's not as shaky. I went through and found a whole bunch of steel in my old steel pile. And it's not really what I wanted. It was throwaway. And this is heavier than I need. That's probably got 1/8 inch wall on it, which I don't need it. This has probably got a 1/16 inch wall on it. But it slides one inside of each other. So, well, let me put you, don't know where to put you. Put you back in here. So what I got it to do is I'm going to make it so it will slide up and down so I can get it any height I need, and I'll just drill a hole through it and it'll come down and sit on there. And then when you want to release it, you could probably just pull the pins out. So I got to figure the height that I need it, but so that gives me multiple height. Now I had to go to the store on one of those rainy days and buy this stuff here, which is these pieces here. Okay, now I cut them. We cut them down at Jeffson one of the rainy days because we just had 2 days of rainy days. That little piece, those little pieces of steel were $60. $60. It's a 1/4 by 2, which is getting crazy out of that's out of reality, man. That's just crazy money. So tonight, I'm gonna be wire brushing these, cutting them to a length. They were all welded together. I brought a whole truckload, I mean a ton of this stuff home, and that's what all this is. This was all that steel. This is that steel. But it was all welded together, and I had to cut it apart. And there's see, there's nasty welds on there. I'll probably cut it just below the weld and make them all. Yeah, I could have 2 long ones and 2 short ones. Probably what a short meaning that much shorter, which shouldn't make a difference. I have it long going down into here, but these I'll cut off down here at 2 foot. That'll give it plenty of support, and then they'll be long enough. I'll probably put a bolt through here so they can only go down so far. I don't know. This is still kind of in design, so I'm working on that because I can work on that at night. But the reason I'm going back to work on the sawmill now, the 471 engine, is it got all this back together. Those are shims. I don't really. There's shims in there for the bearings that are in between. These are the old bearings, and what happened was the bearings. I'm sure that this is probably 70 years old also. The bearings didn't have enough grease on them to maintain what they were supposed to do, and as they wore down and got a little groove in them, I don't know that I could get this out and show you that groove. They're all washed up now, but there's a little groove here. You can't, I know that you're not going to be able to see it in there, but it let that set go down in there further. Well, when that set went down in there, it tweaked it a little bit, and there was like metal rubbing on metal, tin, like the can't think what I'm thinking of, the seal metal, real light seal metal. And so it was like running your fingernails across a chalkboard, and that's what I heard. But it let the fan have more wobble because it lost all of its preload. So we're going to go back and start trying to put that together. I would cut the video here and then say, okay, we're going to go later, but you know I don't know how to do that. This is in here. Let's see, what else? Have to get my thing of silicone. Probably need a drink. Oh, I know what I was going to do. Once again, if you're new here, if you're old here, you know what's going on. This is if you're new here, this is my seat back here. It's built on some kind of whatever, so it swivels. And this is some kind of, I forget the HTTP plastic, so it won't roll off, but it'll go around. So that's a nice little thing. But I thought while you're here and you're new here, you might get a kick out of this. If I can get you in on this. This is the hydraulic can cruncher I made a while back because the air one was too much fun. It's slow, and I got another motor to make it go faster, but that's just not real high on the list. And it makes them, well, it makes them pretty thin. About the thickness of a nickel. And yeah, I drink too many sodas. I don't know, there's the motor that I'm going to redo it. That's bigger. The motor that's in it, the whole hydraulics are using, are something that came out of the trash. So that's why I'm using that. All right, we got to go over here. I'm trying to get the legs to go through this thing. So you know what's going on here, here, and here. There it is, log lift. They came from A.J. Schaefer up at Schaefer's. I'm not sure the whole name of the place, but I'll get it when I get it because I want to get those working because I wouldn't mind doing a little bit more. Whoops, you ran into that thing, didn't you? This thing was also meant, all these bolts, you just pull a bolt here. These come out and open up so you can just get it would just expose the bag all the way. I forgot to say that. All right, I'm going to kind of put you guys down. We're going to roll back to the sawmill, set you back up, and start working on that thing in the back until you're just totally bored. Oh, I got, I don't know if there's any out there right now. I know you've had a couple shots of the eagles. No, they're not out there right now. There's been an eagle out there eating all day, a young one. I really, everybody's been enjoying watching those eagles eat that thing. There's been some hawks out there, some crows out there. I think there's the foxes and stuff like that are working on at night. I got to do a load of leaves today too, after 2 days of rain and that kind of stuff. So you're gonna be hanging on. We're going through a trip through the woods to the sawmill. Hopefully we should make it back here all right. I gotta put this down a little bit further. I had to work on the old tripod today too. All right, we're in gear, we're ready to go. I did talk to somebody on putting that cement slab in. You can't see it, but I've talked to 2 contractors, I guess in the last week and a little bit, on putting that slab in there. I'd really like to get that in, but it doesn't look too hopeful. I did kind of organize we'll go over there. I did kind of organize the wood pile because I brought, I guess that hadn't gone on tonight, but I was going to put this on tonight, and I'll put that on tomorrow night. Loading up some of that wood from around the corner and bringing it down and pushing it off. Ugh. There's leaves. 13 loads of leaves right there on the far pile. This is it's just poplar, so it's not real. This is a load of poplar. There's some more over there. There's some that I dragged back to this over here is maple, but I'm not real fond of maple, to be honest with you. There's some more over there, fun to cut stuff that ought to just be kind of interesting to watch tear up, because they're triple, double crotches, just oddball crap. And there's a bunch also behind there that didn't stack in the pile nice, so I just put them there. I gotta do leaves back here at the Jeep barn pretty soon. I don't think there's any hunters back here today. I didn't get any on the calendar. Ooh, trying to direct the camera, and leaves are starting to stick on the barn again. There goes a squirrel. Leaves are starting to stick on the barn again. I'll have to blow that off again. You don't want to go up there if they're wet. We just had rain. I did that one year, I don't know, probably 5 years ago. And if it's wet up there, just hang on, because you're sliding down. Now it was kind of funny. There's a little slim coating of algae up there. Now I'm sure I got back here and forgot something, but I don't remember what I forgot yet. Oh, I got 3 logs up here ready to saw. I'm going to saw them and try to put them on Facebook and unload them for bearing costs. The bearings were going about 40 bucks, I think, for the pair of bearings. I did cover up my wood a little bit. I need to, oh lordy, I need to get that cleaned up, but yeah, we'll do it right now. I guess you can't see it that way. Just tons of stuff going on here all the time, guys. I don't know how to tell you that. It ain't just, yeah, go do this, go do that. I didn't want this to get too wet. I didn't feel like getting a bigger tarp. supposed to rain for the next few days, so I think I'll just put this over here. And yeah, a few drops got through, but it's not going to hurt that stuff at all. There, that'll dry. Now, here's what we're working on. Or trying to work on. Or attempting to work on. I got to put that piece back in here. And there's no way that you guys are going to be able to see what I'm doing. Just no way. Yeah. This is wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. There's the flat piece that goes on. I think I'll put you here, but I'm going to be leaning in front of it constantly anyway. Oh, Lordy. I put, as you can see there, I put, well, you can't see now, but a minute ago you could see where I put wood in there against the, hold on a second. I put wood in there against the radiator so I wouldn't totally annihilate that. Right now I'm working on getting this ready to go. Half-inch wrench. Take those little, these are the shims, you can't see it, these are the shims that go in between the nut that drove those in the bearing. I don't know if anti-seize is the best thing to put on these or not. Anti-seize is for the next guy, it's not for you, and I might be the next guy, so we'll go ahead and put it on there. These are all going to have to come out anyway. And I'm pretty sure that I can put this on without I think I can get it on anyway. Losing train of thought. Put these there so I can lose them, or lose lock nuts and washers and that kind of stuff. That comes off of there. So this is the assembly that I got to get on there. Right here. And the first thing I want to do is on this nut back here is put some anti-seize. I don't know that it needs it, but it doesn't hurt it. Might make it easier to adjust. Then I got these bolts here are what hold it in. Crap. I don't know whether you just saw that. The whole little anti-seize bucket, my extra anti-seize bucket or my whatever just took a hike. So these are the bolts that hold this bracket in. I don't know whether I don't know what you're seeing. That's why I haven't been filming. You know, the saw's pretty good to film because you're just going to one spot. You know, the wood just goes through, but this kind of stuff, it's kind of, without a camera person being able to move around where you're moving around, just doesn't work all that well. Or getting a better angle or something like that, because when I start putting this in, it's going to be a bad angle, no matter for the camera, no matter which way I do it. And anti-seize you get on you anyway. You're a little, you know, take a pill bottle and make a pill bottle, and the lid won't come off, and you can just put it in there and kind of Just a suggestion. You can do what you want. Oh boy, this thing isn't particularly light either. Now I'll put that over there, put this over there, put that in there. And this is where you guys ain't gonna be able to see poop. Because these, oh, I guess you can, yeah. I gotta put them in a better place to knock them over. Because they're already about as low as they can go. Maybe I'll put them up here. Find a better place to knock them over. You know they're gonna go on the ground. And that's not level, that old pan ain't level. Or valve cover isn't level. Now see, here's where you guys are just gonna lose it. Sorry about that. If I get one in, I'd be tickled to death. But I don't know where. It ain't that easy to even see. Okay, right there. Well, did you hear it hit the pan down there already? You know, I think it's gonna be totally boring for you guys. So I'm just gonna turn the camera off and bring you back a little later. We're at the end of the 30 minutes anyhow. You've seen a bunch of nonsense. There, I don't know if you can see the 4 bolt holes in there. I got to get those on that bracket in there, and then I'll be making headway. So thanks for coming along. I hope to have this thing running. There's no reason I shouldn't particularly have this thing running this evening if I remember to put the belts on it before I put the fan belt on it too. Stupid stuff like that. All right, we'll see you. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope it wasn't too boring, but that's what's going on. Don't know when I'm going to put this on. It might be before or be after dumping the logs off down there. You guys will find out when I find out. Bye-bye.